Welcome to the Refusion Podcast, where we transform patient care.
Welcome back to another episode of the Refusion Podcast, where we dive into the best practices, strategies, and insights in the healthcare world. Today, we're tackling a critical topic: managing unhappy patients and turning them into loyal advocates. We have insights of 10 healthcare experts who were also featured on our RepuDriv blog to uncover the key strategies that build patient trust and long-term loyalty.
Absolutely. It's not just about providing excellent medical care. It's about understanding patient emotions, addressing concerns, and fostering strong, lasting relationships. So let's jump into the first strategy: prioritize empathy and communication.
Right off the bat, Dr. MJ Roland Warman, clinical director at SmileWorks, emphasizes how important it is to actively listen and show empathy. She says, when patients feel genuinely heard and understood, it not only diffuses tension, but also lays the groundwork for finding a solution.
That's such an important point. It's about creating an environment where patients feel comfortable voicing their concerns, knowing they'll be met with understanding and a solution. And Amber Mosley, CEO of IWC, echoes this by stating, the patient should be allowed to express their frustrations without being interrupted. Pay close attention to what they say, as well as their body language, to comprehend the specific worries they have.
Definitely. Moving on, Alicia Peterson, MD, an anesthesiologist and pain medicine physician, suggests creating what she calls transformative patient partnerships. She says, unhappiness often stems from feeling unheard, ignored, or invalidated. To foster long-term loyalty, healthcare providers can employ a strategy centered on enthusiasm, empathy, and proactive communication.
And she's not the only one who believes in this proactive approach. Mike Breslin, CEO of ProMed DME, shares a great example of how clear communication can turn an unhappy patient into a loyal one. A patient was initially frustrated with delayed medical supplies, but after ProMed acknowledged the issue, communicated the steps to resolve it, and followed up, they transformed that frustration into loyalty.
That's a great example of how proactive communication can make a huge difference. Now, let's talk about commitment to patient well-being. Dr. Scott Katzman, an orthopedic surgeon at NJ Spine and Orthopedics, emphasizes how key active listening and empathy are in addressing patient concerns. He says, I give them my full attention, validate their concerns, and show genuine empathy for their situation. Once they feel heard and understood, I offer a clear and transparent explanation of the issue and the steps I'll take to address it. I follow up promptly and ensure that their concerns are resolved to their satisfaction. This approach not only resolves immediate issues, but also demonstrates my commitment to patient well-being, fostering trust and loyalty.
Exactly. When patients feel their concerns are taken seriously, it shows you're genuinely committed to their health. It builds trust, which is essential for long-term loyalty. Now, personalizing the care experience is another strategy that Jamie Frew, CEO of CarePatron, highlights. He says patients appreciate when healthcare providers remember their names, understand their medical history, and accommodate their individual needs.
Right. That little extra effort goes a long way in making patients feel valued. And it's not just about the care experience, but also advocating for their healthcare rights. Ashley Murray, Chief Clinical Officer at Sauna Lakes Recovery, points out that healthcare providers should always prioritize patients' healthcare needs over profits. She believes this approach creates long-lasting loyalty, and that's something we can all learn from.
And that loyalty often comes back tenfold. Now, post-discharge support is another powerful strategy Promise Okepi, CEO of Novopath, suggests. That emergency department physicians should take the lead in providing post-discharge care. His recommendation? Hospitals with hybrid ED care teams can achieve up to a 90% response rate from patients through proactive outreach.
That proactive care is essential, especially when patients are discharged. Following up and guiding them through the next steps ensures they don't feel forgotten. And last but not least, proactive service recovery is something Akshaya Srivatsa, CEO of CareBetter, recommends. He says, timely and proactive responses to patient concerns, emphasizing the importance of proactive service recovery in managing unhappy patients and cultivating long-term loyalty.
Absolutely. As Akshaya mentions, the key is timeliness. When you act quickly to address patient concerns, you show them that their well-being is your priority. And Ryan Hetrick, CEO of Epiphany Wellness, sums it up well by saying, when patients feel heard and their issues are addressed promptly, trust is built and loyalty follows.
So in closing, it's clear that patient loyalty isn't just about clinical expertise. It's about fostering empathy, trust, and open communication. By actively listening, personalizing care, advocating for their healthcare rights, and providing post-care support, healthcare providers can transform unhappy patients into loyal, long-term advocates.
Exactly. These strategies are not just about solving immediate concerns. They're about creating lasting relationships with patients. And when patients trust you, they stay with you for the long haul.
That's it for today's episode. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, it's not just about the care you give, but also the relationships you build. See you next time.
Take care and keep building those lasting patient relationships.
Thanks for listening to the Refugium Podcast, your path to better healthcare.